The last few years, in 2013 with the Frontier Grays of the Frontier League, spent time in 2014, he spent time with the Southern Illinois Miners in 2013, the Gateway Grizzlies also that same season, the Washington Wild Things in 2014 and 2015, and then from 2015 to 2017 with the Laredo Lemurs, and it was part of that championship team with Peter Cavilla, so reunited, a guy he can rely on. Also through the first perfect game in the Frontier League on August 24th in 2014 as a member of the Wild Things, and that is not an easy thing to do anywhere, let alone in independent baseball. Played college in Fort Lauderdale, spent 2 seasons at Campbell University, and he is ready to make his Skeeters debut after beginning the season on the disabled list with a bad foot. Well, Johnny Bladell will step in and lead it off. Bladell off to a blazing start. 448 for Bladell with a home run and 10 RBIs.
You mentioned that blazing start. He was 8 of 14 in the weekend series against the Road Warriors, but Skeeters shut him down last night. He went 0 for 3.
Skeeters a terrific big Game 1 win, a 14-1 win. Well, first pitch coming here from the Skeeters right-hander. He will kick and deal the first pitch of the game, and this one is a fastball that misses outside. 1-0, and we're underway. Game 2 of a 7-game homestand, also a 7-game series, all against these Blue Crabs. Skeeters again, big win last night, 14-1, highlighted by a 9-run 4th inning. This one high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes to count. Take a look at the weather here. It is a nice morning. Good morning to everybody, by the way, for a little bagels and baseball here. 82 degrees, humidity at 65%, and a slight wind, a west-southwest wind at 6 miles per hour is blowing in actually from right center field instead of its usual from left center field, so it will give left-hand hitters some trouble today. The 2-1 here by Sergey. Swung on a miss, good fastball there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Sergey probably only about 60 pitches here today in his first appearance of the year. He hasn't even had a relief appearance, and then probably go to the bullpen early in this one. So we'll see how far 60-plus pitches gets him here today. Could be 2 innings, could be 4, depending on how economical he is. This one misses low and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Let's see if Sergey can get the leadoff man here. You have to walk a guy to lead off a game anytime, let alone your first appearance. Payoff pitch, swung and fouled back into the right. Pretty good battle here between Bladell and Sergey to start.
Great to see Sergey back on the mound so early into the season. You know, we didn't know when he was going to be back starting the season on the disabled list, but he's back fairly early in the year.
Also Dennis Phipps, who is in the lineup for the first time today. Phipps, Rondon, and Sergey all play for Peter Cavilla. This one is swung on a miss, strike 3. So Sergey, nice debut, first K of the day. There's one away.
That's great to see. First batter he's faced since returning from injury, and his first with the Skeeters. It's a strikeout.
Joey Wong will step in, did not play last night. Wong, the shortstop, comes in at 273 with no home runs and 5 RBIs. Wong bats from the left side against the Skeeters right-hander. Very wide open stance from the left side of the box. They'll set up inside. This one misses outside, 1-0. Wong, 10th season as a pro, first here in the Atlantic League. Former Astros pick, 46th round in 2006. Fastball strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. There's also a 24th round pick of the Rockies in 2009 out of Oregon State. Spent the first 8 years of his career with the Rockies organization before joining the Mariners in 2017. This one high and outside, 2-1 to count.
Oregon State has gotten to be one heck of a baseball program up there in Corvallis.
Wong actually played in the World Baseball Classic last year for Team China.
Really?
The 2-1. Swung on a miss, 2-2. And impressed so far by Sergey's fastball. Has a lot of movement on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, none on top of the first, no score. Ira leaving along with Will Scott. Now the flag's almost limp in right center field, and I think that's where they're going to be in most of this game. Cordero will set up inside. The 2-2 is high and outside and off the mitt of Cordero, who is getting the start behind the dish with the night game yesterday, giving to ignore us the day off, although I'm sure he'll be available for pinch hitting duties. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So far, Sergey has not been economy friendly. He went 3-2, a couple of foul offs by Bladel, and now a 3-2 pitch here. This one is swung and in and out of the mat. Actually, I think that one caught the mask of Cordero, so it'll be at least another 6 pitch at bat here against Sergey. Nice and sunny here this morning, I should say. I'll say that about 10 more times. Do too many night games, that's what happens. Again, the power pitch here by Sergey. He'll kick and fire, and this one is swung and fouled back over our heads here behind home plate. So 2 straight 7-pitch at bats here against Sergey, and a guy who's probably going to throw about 60 pitches has already used 14 through the first 2 batters.
Yeah, you'd like to see that pitch count a little bit lower, but
about a low pitch count. Last night, Mitch Talbot 7 shutout innings, 91 pitches. Power pitch again here by the Skeeters righty. On the inside corner, strike 3. One through the batter way like he had ball 4. Don't think that's going to work. 2 straight strikeouts for Sergey. Despite a long battle by both of the first 2 batters, he wins the battle. So 2 outs, none off for Ryan Strasburger.
Strasburger went 1 of 4 last night, 2 strikeouts, batting .256 in his last 10 games for the Blue Crabs.
269, a home run, and 8 RBIs overall. The first pitch popped up left side. That one's going to make the seats, though. That would have been very friendly for Sergey. Get him on 1 pitch. No score here, top of the first, just underway here. And you wonder, with the morning game and Skeeters scoring 14 runs, if they'll have anything left. Seems like every time you put up 10+ runs, the following day you struggling for a couple of runs. It's 1 a strike, no balls and 2 strikes to count here. Strasburger open stance from the right side of the box. They'll set up away. This one is a fastball way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They asked for the appeal, but he clearly did not go. 17 pitches now for Sergey here in the first. They'll set up away again, and the 1-2 is swung, and kind of a defensive swing there. Back above us, and almost actually ricocheted here into the booth. I've almost gotten a ball about 10 times, but not that way.
Have you ever gotten a ball?
15 years, no. Still wow. Come close a few times. The 1-2. This is low and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and none on. No score here in the top of the first inning between the Skeeters and the Blue Crabs.
I like the stuff I'm seeing from Sergey, but you know, with only probably 60 pitches in his arsenal today, you got to keep that pitch count a little bit lower against each batter, but at least he's getting them out.
21 here, high and tight, 3-2. All 3 batters have gone 3-2, and the first 2 7 pitches, so we'll throw at least 6 to all 3 batters. This is a pace for probably not even 3 innings. The power pitch here by the Skeeters right-hander is high and outside, ball 4. Sergey thought he had strike 3, did not give the benefit of that call. Oh, first walk, 2 out, 1 on. That'll bring in Angelo Sanko.
I did think that pitch looked more like a strike than the called strike 3 against Wong.
I agree. That brings in the left-hander hitting first baseman, Angelo Sanko. Sanko off to a very, very tough start here. And granted, it's only 4 games, but Sanko is just 1 for 14.
And that 1 hit came last night.
That's right.
In a game that didn't have many hits for the Blue Crabs.
So in steps the left-hander hitting Sanko. Let's see if Sergey can be a little more efficient here. Swung and a miss. There you go. Chased a high fastball. No balls and 1 strike to count.
Couple of California guys on this Blue Crab team. Sanko is one of them, played at Loyola Marymount.
I always think of a basketball school back in the 80s when they would score 150 points a game. The 0-1. Fastball strike on the outside corner, quickly 0-2.
Yeah, LSU and Loyola Marymount played one of the greatest games of all time. It was, I think it went into 4 overtimes or something like that. 260 total points scored.
That's it. A defensive game, apparently. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Sanko. They'll set up low and away, and this one is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. No score here, top of the first, just underway in an early morning affair. Baseball and Education Day. You'll hear a lot of screaming kids, and Will's not one of them. Although he used to be. Coming here since you were 15.
That's right. I was here
for the booth.
I was here for a lot of classic games.
This one low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Feels like just yesterday I was up there on the grass watching Roger Clemens pitch.
You also did some broadcasting in here in high school.
I did, yeah, freshman year.
Now look at you, all grown up. Going to Syracuse University, going to follow Bob Costas and Marv Albert.
We'll see.
They set up inside here, the 2-2 here by Sergey. This one swung on, popped up. Left side, short left field. The Skeeters' second baseman, Colin Walsh, that is Alvaro Rondon, the shortstop who brings it down. So not the most economical friendly inning, 26 pitches for Sergey, but he only allows 1 base runner, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. Blue Crabs do not score. For your club meeting, sports banquet, or any other group outing, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com and click on the Speakers Bureau link under the Community tab. Hope to see you soon, and go Skeeters!
Spring Free Trampoline. The perfect way to go outside and be active. Your family will enjoy the thrill of a trampoline that keeps them safe and engaged all year long, right in your backyard. Visit us in Katy or online at www.springfreetrampoline.com. Smart in safety, smart in quality, smart in innovation. Spring Free Trampoline.
We move to the bottom of the first. Time to take a look at the starting lineup for your Sugarland Skeeters. Kyle Kubitzer will lead it off. He'll be at third. Anthony Jancenti in center. Bats in the 2-hole. The switch hitting second baseman, Colin Walsh in the 3 spot. The clear hitter, Matt Chavez at first. Albert Cordero, 5 hits last night. He'll be behind the dish today in the 5 spot. Courtney Hawkins, the DH, bats 6. And left, Barrett Barnes is batting 7th. Batting 8th is the newcomer, Dennis Phipps. He'll be in right. And at short, batting 9th is Alvaro Rondon. Casey Delgado ready to deliver his first pitch to the left-handed hitting third baseman, and a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. Kubitzer 326, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and he has really been on a hot streak. In fact, last night, one of the few games he did not get a hit, but he was still on base twice with 2 walks, a run scored, even stole the base, was on base 3 times overall, reached on error by the second baseman, who we don't have to pronounce today, Kalika Kau'alaala. The 1-1 here to Kubitzer. Swung and fouled off right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle is second in the league in extra base hits with 9. He is 4th in slugging percentage with a .609 percentage. Doubles, he's tied for second with 7, and he is second in walks with 12. So really been getting on base, and hence why they moved him up to the leadoff spot. The 1-2. This one low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and his on-base percentage is really terrific. In fact, he has a .466 on-base percentage. Only Matt Chavez has more at .521 and a little bit more run production. He's in the 4-hole, excuse me. The 2-2. Swung and a missed strike 3 on a ball low and away. There's the first strikeout for Delgado, and there's 1 out.
So lining up for the Blue Crabs, got Ryan Strasburger in left, Corey Vaught in center, Johnny Bladell in right, and then third base Frank Martinez, shortstop Joey Wong, second base Edwin Garcia, first base Angelo Sanco, Jose Gonzalez behind the plate, and of course on the mound, Casey Delgado, the Austin Peay graduate. Go Governors.
This one is blooped into center field. Will it fall in? No! A nice basket catch by Corey Vaughn running in. Robs Jancenti of a hit. A fly out to center is the second out. 2 outs and none on here for Colin Walsh. Walsh really starting to find his stride here. The former big leaguer now at 308 with no home runs and 4 RBIs for the switch hitter. Batting here from the left side against the right-hander, Casey Delgado. Open stance from the right side, stands deep in the box against the right-hander. They're going to set up low and away, and this one is high. 1 ball and no strikes to count.
Colin Walsh with an 8-hole last night, but moved him all the way up to the 3-hole today.
The 1-0 is off the mitt and called a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Scoreboard operator a little slow out there. I think the scoreboard operator is our broadcast partner, Ryan Posner, doing double duty, scoring and scoreboard. Not an easy job.
Colin Walsh is from Ryan Posner's neck of the woods, San Diego, California.
Yeah, San Diego. Not pretty sure what that means. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Delgado will kick and fire the 1-1, and this one is in the dirt. Goes all the way to the screen. 2 balls and a strike here. So far, Delgado, just 9 pitches here. 5 of them for strikes.
Colin Walsh got the Skeeters started in the 3rd inning when they scored their first run with a leadoff double, and then he hit a double again in the 4th as a part of that 9-run inning. Went 2 for 3 last night.
Good hitters count. The 3-1 by the right-hander. Check swing. That one fouled down the left side. Walsh started his Skeeters career 0 for 6 in his first 2 games, but since he is 8 for 20 and even 400 with 5 runs, scored 2 doubles, 4 RBIs, and 2 walks over his last 6. Really getting hot here. Again, the 3-1. This one low and in. Ball 4 goes to the screen. The catcher will chase it, but he'll get to it in plenty of time. The Skeeters have their first base runner. First free pass from Delgado. Jose Gonzalez retrieves the ball. Walsh has a little bit of speed. It'll be interesting to see if he goes. I think you want to give Chavez every chance to hit here. He's second in the league in hitting at .460, a home run, 10 RBIs, and all over the leaderboard as well. He is tied for second in doubles with 7. He is second in on-base percentage at .521. First in hits with 21. Tied for second in runs scored with 14. Second in total bases with 39. Also third with a .619 slugging percentage. I'd say that's a pretty good start. So one is grounded off of Casey Delgado and towards the second baseman, and man, Matt Chavez can't do anything wrong. He's going to get a hit off the pitcher, and it rolls towards second. Now, first hit of the game for the Skeeters. 2 on, 2 out here for the Skeeters. Albert Cordero, who is 5 for 5 last night. What a job Cordero did last night. Cordero, in last night's game, as one of those hits, had a 3-run homer, 4 singles. He scored 4 and drove in 3. Cordero just red hot right now. Albert last 6 games, 13 for 28, a .464 mark, 9 runs scored, 3 homers and 8 RBIs. A switch hitter will bat here from the left side, and Cordero, who is platooning a catcher the last 2 seasons for the Skeeters, now primarily at third base. This is only the second time he's been a catcher. The switcher will bat here from the left side against the right-hander, who has now thrown 12 pitches. Not a good ratio either. 6 for strikes, 6 for balls, and there's a strike at the belt. No balls and 1 strike.
You mentioned he's used to being a catcher and then being moved to third base this season, and Ryan talked to him after the game. He says he just shows up and he's going to play wherever Pete puts him. It's a great attitude to have.
They're going to set him inside here. The 0-1, swung and missed, tied him up on a fastball in the inside corner, 0-2, and Cordero said that he shortened up his swing, and it's really paid off. I mean, Cordero is a guy that would hit 3 home runs all season. He's already got 3 already.
Hit one last night over the Wells Fargo Picnic Plaza. One of the deepest home runs I've seen hit in this ballpark, Ira. That thing left in a hurry.
The 0-2 high, 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. No score here in the bottom of the first. Now Delgado taking a little bit of time. The 1-2 coming here from the right-hander. They'll set up low and away. And this one is fouled off, kind of a defensive swing there by Cordero. Albert's career high, keep in mind, is 8 home runs. He did that while in the Met system in 2011 at Savannah, so way ahead of that pace. Last year, he had 4 home runs all season for the Skeeters. Now he has 3 already for Sugarland in the first 16 games. Be another 1-2 pitch coming here to Albert. This one a slow roller left side the shortstop. Wrong charges. He'll fire it to first in time, and that will do it. No runs, 1 hit, no error.
Street Tacos. The Fiesta Packs are unbeatable and delivery is provided. Located at 515 FM 359 or for even quicker service or reservations, 281-238-0872. That's 281-238-0872.
Hi, I'm Kim Halstead with Coldwell Banker United Realtors in Sugar Land. Go Skeeters!
We move to the top of the second inning. No score in this one. Matt Sergey back to work. His pitch count a bit high. He's expected to go about 60 pitches, and he went through 27 in the first inning, 15 on for strikes. He will face 5, 6, and 7 here. Frank Martinez, Devin Rodriguez, and Corey Vaughn. Frank Martinez, the third baseman, came in at 367, no home runs, 8 RBIs. Off to a good start here. 4th league in hits with 22. And he will bat here from the left side against the Skeeters right-hander. No runs on 1 hit for the Skeeters, no runs on no hits here for the Blue Crabs. All set up inside here, and the first pitch a little bit low and in, ball 1-1-0. The flags are completely limp right now, so Martinez batting from the left side will have a rare opportunity here at Constellation Field to pull one out in right.
Still looking for his first home run this year.
And there's a bullet, almost takes Sergey's head off into center field for a base hit, and it's the first hit of the night for Southern Maryland, or morning. I'm going to have to stop saying that. Have your little bagel for bagels and baseball. And guy who's telling me who's living in Syracuse for the last 8 months, telling me that there's good bagels.
Very good bagels.
Where are these so-called good bagels? Kroger, that's your grocery store, supermarket.
I like any kind of bagel.
They're not going to let you back to Syracuse, buddy. Not with that attitude.
I can say that I didn't really like bagels until I was in Syracuse, and now I'm obsessed with them. I actually had a couple before the game.
Maybe it's time to admit you have a problem.
I think that's fair to say.
1 on, none out here for Devin Rodriguez. Leads the league in doubles with 9. Comes in at 328, no home runs and 6 RBIs. Rodriguez was part of these Blue Crabs last year.
He was really the only guy that was able to get anything going last night. He went 3 of 4 in a game that his team lost by 13 runs.
And they only had 6 hits, so he had half their hits. This one swung and foul tipped into the mitt of Cordero. 1 ball and 1 strike the count here on Devin Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 4th season as a pro, 2nd here in the Atlantic League. 2015, he spent time with the Rockford Aviators in the Frontier League out of University of Cal Berkeley. The 1-1, Sergey steps off, looks back the runner, Martinez, who scampers back quickly, standing up. So in 2016, here in Texas with the Air Hogs and the American Association, Rodriguez broke the Blue Crabs single season record with a .364 batting average last season. Became an all-star in the Atlantic League as well for the Freedom Division. 2 balls and 1 strike the count here to Rodriguez.
You just mentioned it. He had a great year last year as an American League All-Star, and off to even a better start this season. An opportunity to get something going for the Blue Crabs right now with the runner on first.
See if they go outside. They do. The 2-1, swollen and a slow roll, a tough play. Sergey backhands it near third base, off balance, throws it to first, in town. Nice play by the pitcher. That was not easy. Sergey backhanded it, going towards third with momentum, carrying him there, and then threw off balance. Kind of had a double clutch there, but a nice play to get the speedy Rodriguez. 1-3, but put a star on that one. The runner Martinez moves up to 2nd, so the first runner in scoring position for the Blue Crabs. That'll bring in Corey Vaughn.
Another California guy. He played at San Diego State, but he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It's a great place to play, great city. Unfortunately, Tony Gwynn, the late Tony Gwynn, get a chance to play for him.
Corey Vaughn had a great start to the year, Ira, but really struggling as of late. 1 of 18 in his last 7 games.
Yikes, big slide.
4th round pick by the Mets in 2010.
First pitch here by Sergey, swung on, popped up. First pitch will stay in play. Kapitsa seems to have room, now called off by Rondon. And the Skeeters shortstop brings it down the left field line in foul territory for out number 2. So 2 outs, runner remains at 2nd in Martinez, and Jose Gonzalez will step in. Gonzalez 226, no home runs and 4 RBIs. Take a look at the pitch count here on Sergey, see if he has enough to get through next inning. He should. He's got 33 pitches. Been much better here this inning.
Only 7 pitches this inning.
Wow.
Opposed to 26 last inning, and more importantly, Blue Crabs have no runs on the board.
Gonzalez, a seasoned veteran, 13 years as a pro, first in the Atlantic League. This one is low and away, ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Same with the Rockies as an international free agent originally in 2006 out of Venezuela. So both guys in the batter's box, Cordero and Gonzalez, both from Venezuela. Spent 11 seasons in affiliated ball with the Rockies, Cardinals, and Minnesota Twins organizations. The 1-0 from Sergey. This one is a little low, 2 balls and no strikes. Spent the last 2 seasons with the Gary South Shore Rail Cats of the American Association. Two balls and no strikes to count here to Gonzalez. Big lead off 2nd by Martinez. Sergey may want to give him a look. This one is hit into right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Let's see the arm of Phipps. Here comes the throw to the plate. It will be a little late to the right of home. The throw back to first, not in time. The Blue Crabs strike first here. They lead 1-0 in the top of the 2nd. Good deke by Phipps. Wasn't sure who was going to come up with it, so he fooled me as well. Charged it like he had it, and then threw it to home. But really a big jump from 2nd. Yeah, Martinez, I don't think even a perfect throw gets him.
You know the Blue Crabs love to see that. Joey Gonzalez has been struggling coming into this one. 226 average, like you mentioned, Ira, but his first at-bat in this series gets an RBI single to put the Blue Crabs ahead.
5th RBI of the season for Jose Gonzalez. That'll bring in the number 9 hitter, Edwin Garcia. Garcia just 186 with a home run and 5 RBIs. They'll set up inside to try to jam the right-hander. This one high inside off the middle of Cordero. He can't find it. It's to his right. And by that time, Gonzalez moves out to second. A little cross up there, but I think that's going to have to be a pass ball. Looked like Cordero was expecting a fastball. Remember, Sergey and Cordero working together for the first time with Sergey's first appearance of the year here. Blue Crabs leading 1-0 here in the top of the second. They didn't get a run until the 9th yesterday. The 1-0 by the Skeeters right-hander. This one is skied down the right field side. Dennis Phipps is there. Easy play for Phipps. He'll haul it in, and that'll do it. But the Blue Crabs strike first. They get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left.
Salon Evan and Day Spa is the premier Aveda Concept salon in Sugar Land. Locally owned and family operated since 1989. Let our Aveda trained stylists take you to the highest level of satisfaction with the latest techniques for coloring, highlighting, and precision haircuts. Manicure and pedicure. Have an ultimate salon experience today at Salon Evan and Day Spa. 281-980-5160. 281-980-5160.
Hi, I'm Ira Laban, voice of the Sugar Land Skeeters. Join me every Friday night to hear Skeeters baseball live on Sweet 96, Sugar Land's only radio station. Listen each Friday night when the Skeeters are both at home and on the road on 96.1 FM for the Friday night game of the week. Follow the drive for the 2018 Atlantic League Championship as the Skeeters and Sweet 96 team up for the first time. Sugar Land! It doesn't get any sweeter! A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away called the Land of Sugar, the Skeeters find themselves down 1-0 here. Skeeters will try to get it back by sending up 6, 7, and 8. Courtney Hawkins, our pregame interview. Barrett Barnes, the Sugar Land native, and was the very first at bat by the newest member of the Skeeters, Dennis Phipps, who hauled in the final out in the top of this inning.
Courtney Hawkins, his last at bat, hit a home run to left center field. You'd like to see him follow that up with the hit right here as the Skeeters trailing early.
Well, one says Hawkins with a home run last night, now second in the league in long balls, also 15 RBIs, good for third in the league, 254 average overall. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it into the screen in front of us. No balls and 1 strike to count. Take a closer look here at Hawkins. Last 4 games, 6 for 17, a 353 mark. So on fire, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs as well. So on a ground ball left side to the left of the third baseman Martinez, who throws it to first a little bit low, but on target. Sanko stretches, reaches, and that is out number 1. So 1 out, none out for Barrett Barnes. Barnes hitting just 170 now, no home runs and 3 RBIs, but he is first in the league in walks with 13. So it's not like he's not contributing. And it's also not like he is not seeing the ball well. Now just has to convert it to hits, and I will stick to my prediction I made last night that he is going to break out in a big way during this series at some point.
He's not striking out much, Ira. He just can't get the ball to drop in the outfield. He's been getting a hold of some.
15 strikeouts on the season. Great on base percentage, 348. You know, you're talking, almost 200 points higher than his average.
That's unbelievable.
No balls and 1 strike to count here to Barnes. Delgado kicks in, fires, working quickly. This one low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 Blue Crabs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Now, I don't know why this is, Will, but it seems like teams swing early in the count in a morning game. I don't know if they just want to get it over with quicker. It just seems that way, even though there was a lot of 3-2 counts in the first inning and the Blue Crabs were up. And I think Ramsey, his first start, maybe he wasn't as accurate as he may be later on. They'll set up low and away, the 2-1. Fastball strike catches the outside corner, 2-2.
Those Bagels, they get him energized.
Oh, is that what it is?
Makes him swing at the first pitch.
Barrett Barnes is 2 for his last 21 and 095 mark, but 8 walks. This one hit the other way for a base hit. Off the end of the bat, but had enough to get into right field, and maybe this will be the beginning of my prediction. Remember, you heard it here first.
You were rarely wrong, my friend, so.
I don't know about that. 1 on and 1 out here for Dennis Phipps, who will be making his Skeeters debut. I don't know if anybody will ever be able to make the debut that Ray Navarro made, who now got picked up by the Yankees. Second player already picked up here from the Skeeters, but Navarro hit 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats as a member of the Skeeters, so let's see what Dennis Phipps has in store. They're going to set up low and away on the first pitch to the right-hander hitting right fielder, and this one low and in, missed the target. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Been 2017 with the Texas Airhawks, so familiar with playing here in Texas. He had 314, 10 home runs, 58 RBIs in 86 games. The former big leaguer with the Reds, made his debut in the bigs in 2012. The 1-0 from the right-hander. Swung in off the fist, foul. Kind of see the quick bat there. You wonder also, he played winter ball in his home country of Venezuela, but he hasn't played anywhere this season, so you wonder if he's just needed a rest from winter ball or if he's going to be a little rusty. I mean, if he is a little rusty, it would be understandable. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Blue Crabs here in the bottom of the second inning. The 1-1 from Delgado, swung and hit out to center field and deep. Going back is Vaughn, still going back. He'll haul it in, and running back to first is Barnes. So first pitch, Barnes sends it to the deepest part of the ballpark, even though it was hauled in by Vaughn, but looked pretty good on that swing there, Will.
It didn't look too rusty right there. He gave that one a little bit more wind. That might have picked up and left the park, but you like to see that. He has power. He's produced at every level, like we mentioned on the pregame show, so you definitely like to see that in his first at-bat, even though it was an out.
Well, Rondon, this kid is number 9 hitter, the shortstop. Left-hand hitting, 200, no home runs and 4 RBIs, and I'd love to see Rondon get on a little bit more. He really can act as another leadoff hitter with his speed, good bunter, does everything well. Just off to a slow start at the plate, swings late on that one. No balls and 1 strike to count.
Rondon was Dennis Phipps' teammate last year with the Texas Airhawks. Those 2 reunited, yep.
Yep, him, Sergey, and Phipps all played on the Laredo Lemurs last year. This one is a ground ball, right side. No balls and 2 strikes to count. A 1 run on 2 hits for the Blue Crabs, no runs on 2 hits for the Skeeters. And there's no wind here at Constellation Field, and I'll tell you, Will, when there's no wind in here, this goes from a pitcher's park to a hitter-friendly park in a second. That wind generally always blowing in from right center field. Been different over the last year and a half. Hurricane Harvey certainly changed a lot of that. The 0-2 here to Rondon. This one low and away, 1-2. Tried to get him the chase, but Rondon would have no part of it.
You mentioned Harvey. I think this is the first time since these teams have faced each other since Sugarland was in Southern Maryland for that series against the Blue Crabs.
Yeah, they were in Southern Maryland when Hurricane Harvey hit, and we were going to come home and play the Bees, but we were rerouted to play the Bees in New Britain because of Hurricane Harvey, as this one is fouled off to the right side. So kind of became a long road trip, and you know, it was tough, you know, for the players, and you know, you can see all this stuff on the news, but when your family's back home, you're always concerned. You don't know what's going on. You can see those little clips of what's happening on the news. I remember watching, you know, somebody reporting from Sugarland. I think, okay, I live in Sugarland. Where in Sugarland are you? You know, you don't know what's going on, how your car is, how your apartment is, how your family and friends are. So it was not easy. Throw first, diving back in head first, and they got him. Barnes picked off of first, and they'll go down 1.
country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram, and even a Jimmy Buffett cover band. For a full lineup, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Are you buying or selling a home in Longmeadow Farms, Aliana, Waterside Estates, Pecan Grove, New Territory, Greatwood, or Harvest Green? Depend on Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors at 281-777-1907. A multi-million-dollar producer and Fort Bend County real estate expert, Kim is uniquely qualified with a proven track record of success and almost 20 years of satisfied customers. Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors, 281-777-1907.
Sweet 96 is a brand new radio station designed just to serve Sugar Land and Fort Bend County. But we can't build the best without your help. Spread the word about our good work and we'll do the same. Like us on Facebook at Sweet 96 FM or drop us an email at our website, sweet96.com. Together we will build a better city and Fort Bend County. If it's important to you, it's important to us at the all-new Sweet 96.
Step inside, walk this way, you and me, babe. Hey, hey!
Well, we move to the top of the third inning. Matt Sergey, 39 pitches, so if he does not have a very friendly inning, this will probably be his last inning. And so far, so good. He had just one run on 2 hits in his first appearance of the season. That'll be the top of the order here for the Blue Crabs. Johnny Bladell, Joey Wong, Ryan Strasburger. Strasburger does not spell the last part of his name like regular burger. It is B-O-R-G-E-R. Still makes me hungry. 1 ball and 2 strikes. What's your go-to concession food at a ballpark?
Well, there's no bagels, so
maybe you need the bagel burger, like the donut burger they have in Dayton. That could be
those
original.
look good. Those look good. I might have to drive down to Dayton one day from Q's to get one of those.
I made one at home just out of curiosity. I got me a Krispy Kreme and put a burger.
Oh, man.
As nasty as that is, with the amount of calories and fat in there, it was pretty unbelievable. This one swung and a miss, 1-1. So what's your go-to? You go to a Major League game, what are you going to? Although, it's so cool at Major League games, I mean, they got everything now.
Yeah.
It's not just your standard stuff, it's unique stuff.
It's unbelievable. Especially with the Diamondbacks games. They got like ice cream hot dogs or something like that.
How do you have ice cream and a hot dog in one thing?
It sounds fantastic. But I would have to say hot dogs are my go-to.
Yeah.
You never go wrong with a hot dog. What about you?
Yeah, you know, it's tough to go without a hot dog and a beer at a game, which is certainly a classic. But I always try to find whatever is unique to that ballpark. Like I said, the donut burger. There are so many food truck-esque items at ballparks this year.
Yeah, it's very
unique
cool.
Tacos or something like that. Oh, it's hard to resist a dollar dog.
I was at the Astros game the other day, and they got a Shake Shack in center field now with the renovation. That's very nice. Torchy's Tacos.
Oh, yeah, I've had that a few times. The 2-2 coming here from the right-hander, Sergey. Kick and deal, and this one is a fastball strike on the outside corner. Third K of the day, and there's one away. So Sergey looks very good here in his first appearance of the year, let alone his first start.
He's pitching really hard, guys. He's been battling. He's had a couple of 6-7 pitch at bats, but that hadn't stopped him from throwing right at him, and another called strike 3 right there.
Joey Wong will step in. He is the only other strikeout victim. Bladell has struck out twice against Sergey, and Wong once. First pitch here to the left-handed hitting Wong is swallowed and missed, and a ball low and away. No balls and 1 strike to count. 1-0 Blue Crabs here in the top of the third inning. Sergey working quickly still, just waiting for Wong to step back in. He was trying to break up the right-hander's rhythm. They set up inside here, the 0-1. This one way inside as Wong ducks back the knees for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 here. Blue Crabs in the top of the third in game 2 of a 7-game series here against the Blue Crabs. Sergey gets the sign from Cordero, who's going to set up low and away this time in the 1-1. This one is a fastball strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. That last pitch at 90 miles an hour for Sergey.
You can tell he likes that outside corner. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go back there, try to get it called strike 3.
The 1-2. This one swung on a miss, strike 3. Good call, Will Scott. So he has 4 strikeouts to 2 batters. Johnny Bladell and Joey Wong here, 1 and 2 in the order, have struck out 4 times against Sergey.
And 2 guys that have solid numbers. Bladell's one of the best hitters in the entire Atlantic League. Struck him out twice, and then Joey Wong, 273 average coming into this one. That's been lowered a little bit. 2 strikeouts for him as well.
Well, the only walk he has issued was to Ryan Strasburger, who steps in here. This one off the mitt of Cordero, goes to the backstop, 1-0. Strasburger came in at 269 with a home run and 8 RBIs.
Strasburger familiar with Texas a little bit, played with the Rangers in 2015, former major leaguer.
The 1-0 here by Sergey. This one swung, hit high and deep in the air to left field, and Barnes is just going to watch this one go in left. It is over the Picnic Plaza, and that is a home run, and it is 2-0 Blue Crabs. Man, did he hit that a ton, and no wind here. Ball in the air is going to fly.
That's right about where Cordero's landed last night. Might have even been a little bit deeper than that. Strasburger, second pitch of the at-bat. 3rd home run of the year. And just like that, after losing 14-1 last night, the Blue Crabs up 2-0, Ira.
RBI number 9 on the season for Strasburg, and that'll bring in Angelo Sanco, who is no stranger to this ballpark or to home runs. Over 20 home runs last year with the Ducks, so he has played here plenty. 071, however, no home runs and no RBIs, off to a tough start, and probably did not play anywhere to start this season, so probably a little rusty, but you do not want him to heat up. 1 ball and no strikes here to the cleanup hitter.
Had a lot of success in the Atlantic League and still looking for some this year, but he had his first hit of the season last night.
The 1-0 fooled there on a ball low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Sanco, a former Dodgers pick in the 4th round in 2009. Was an all-star last year with the Ducks. 263, 24 home runs. The 1-1. This one a strike on the inside corner, 1-2 to count. Another 90-mile-an-hour fastball by Sergey. Sergey slowly closing in on, I don't want to say his max, might be push, but right now he is at 53 pitches. Probably throw around 60. The 1-2. This one low and away. There's no action in the Skeeters bullpen, so unless he has a prolonged inning here, if he loses Sanco and maybe another batter, he might start the 4th. But I don't know if he will finish it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-0 Blue Crabs, top of the 3rd. Swan and hit to the right side, right at Colin Walsh with the shift on. They'll throw it to first, and that'll do it. So an effective inning outside the home run, but it was a big one.
Farm Bureau.
Skeeters fans, end your weekend with Skeeters baseball at Constellation Field for Sunday Fun Day. We have something for everyone. Play catch in the outfield, and your favorite Skeeters players will be signing autographs before the game. Also, after Constellation Field has everything you need for a fun, family-friendly, affordable day at the ballpark. For more information, contact us at 281-240-HITS or visit us on the web at sugarlandskeeters.com.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
move to the bottom of the third inning. Skeeters find themselves down 2-0. It'll be 9-1-2 for Sugarland. Alvaro Rendon, Kyle Kubica, and Anthony Jansanti. Pitch is high and outside. I don't think I've ever seen so many pitches off catcher's gloves on both sides. Is it the sun? Is it the morning? I mean, it's not balls that are 5 feet outside. It's balls that are high that they just have to reach up for that they're missing. Maybe it is the bright sky coming in off that batter's eye. This one high and outside, 2-0. Delgado at 32 pitches right now, 20 for strikes. Rondon batting here for the first time, the only member of the Skeeters who has not hit. Came in an even 200, no home runs, 4 RBIs. He was at the plate when Barrett Barnes was picked off. This one swung and a miss, 2-1.
He's one of the 4 Skeeters starters that didn't record a hit last night, 0 for 3.
It's kind of unbelievable.
Kind of surprising, yeah.
14 runs and 3 guys didn't even have a hit. This one swung and fouled off to the left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Alvaro. Rondon 5 for his last 16, so starting to hit a little bit better. That's a .313 mark over his last 5 games, so starting to see it. The 2-2. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. Good eye by Rondon, about 3 inches off the outside portion of the plate, but he held off, and that'll run the count full 3-2. That's what I keep saying about Barnes. Rondon doing the same thing, having better at bats, longer at bats, seeing the ball better. High and outside, ball 4, and a walk, much like Barnes. The leadoff man on, and Rondon's got speed, and he has not had a lot of opportunities to lead off an inning and get on, so we'll see if he takes off at some point here. As we go back to the top of the order with Kyle Kubica, could be a good hit and run opportunity with the left-handed hitting third baseman making his way to the plate. Kubica struck out, the only K of the day for Delgado, so he's 0 for 1. Skeeters trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Kubica is one of the Skeeters' best hitters, still looking for his first hit in this series.
Well, set up inside. The right-hander takes a look at first. Now he throws to first. Rondon had a huge lead and just dives back in time. Looks like Rondon might be going.
Almost a second straight pickoff.
Well, set up low and away here. Let's see if he comes home this one. Rondon leaning towards second, and now time called by Kubica. Delgado was holding to try to fool Rondon at first, but Kubica did not want to wait that much longer. Now everybody's ready. Rondon does not go, and this one is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count to Kyle. Kyle, 326, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs.
One of the few Texas natives on this Skeeters team. Went to Texas State and played with Paul Goldschmidt.
Not too bad. The 0-1 here by the right end. This one is a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Throw down to first by the catcher Gonzalez, but Rondon awake down there. Baseball and Education Day here for this morning/afternoon game. Kids getting out of school. Did you ever come here for Baseball and Education Day as a high schooler?
I don't think my school ever did that, unfortunately. I would have loved to come to a game.
The 1-1, swung and foul. That one near the Skeeters dugout on the right side, 1-2.
I think my elementary school does it, but unfortunately the Skeeters weren't around when I was in elementary school.
Well, you couldn't completely grow up with the Skeeters. But some of the kids now, in year 7, kids that were 6 or 7 are now in high school, have grown up with the team. And Delgado's pace has really slowed down with Delgado on at first. The 1-2. This one is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. This one almost went into center field. A throw back, Delgado had to reach high on the mound to bring that one down. I don't think Rondon's going to go during this at bat. Well, with 1 out and a good hitter's count, I think he may go. The 2-2. Check swing down low. That'll run the count full 3-2. And if you're going to go with no outs, this would be the count. Skeeters third base coach Juice flashing a few signs down there. See if there's anything on.
got to meet Juice yesterday for the first time, Myra.
Oh, he's a fun
guy. What a guy.
Payoff pitch here by Delgado. There goes Rondon. This one fouled off to the left side with the hit and run on. Mr. Gums getting a little aggressive here in the third with nobody out. I like it. Let's see if Rondon's going again here. Now, generally, coach won't put the same sign on 2 times in a row, so I'm going to say it's probably off here. Skeeters coaching staff thought it was conventional. They'll set up inside. Rondon does go. This one is low ball 4, and the Skeeters have runners on first and second with nobody out. 2 straight walks here. 3rd overall. That'll bring in Anthony Jansanti. This could get ugly for Delgado in a hurry with Jansanti, Walsh, and Chavez to follow.
Jansanti's due. You know, he had a great series against the Road Warriors, still looking for his first hit in this series, and now would be a good time to get that one, Ira.
Let's see if Jansanti can come through here. Last 4 games, just 4 for 19, but he has a home run and 2 RBIs. Open stance from the right side for Jansanti. Good speed, could bunt with the third baseman back. I'd lay one down right here. He is not paying attention, Martinez, and he does square the bunt, pops it up. Oh, see, that's the kind of ball I need to catch one in the booth with the high netting in front. It's got to just clear that net and come into the booth. It's going to take a perfect storm to get in here.
It'll happen one day.
Maybe. I need a high pop that bounces over the screen, hits one of those steps, and gives me a room service
I think
hop.
it would have to hit one of the steps for it to happen.
No balls and 1 strike the count here to Anthony. Let's see if he is bunting again. He is not. And a bullet to third. That's all they'll get. What a play by Martinez, the third baseman. Backhanded a bullet to his right. Poor Jansanti hit it a ton, but right at the third baseman. So 2-on 1 out for Colin Walsh. The only other walk that Delgado had issued before this inning. He walked both Rondon and Kibitza to start. Walsh to switch it. Over bat here from the left side against the right-hander, Casey Delgado. Walsh came in at 308, no home runs and 4 RBIs. Delgado closing in on 50 pitches here in the third. Spins towards second, the throw to second. Getting back there just in time was Rondon. He kind of hesitated to go back, but then the shortstop, Joey Wong, snuck in behind him and made that a lot closer.
Had Wong been there to begin with, I think he would have gotten him, but luckily he was not.
Walsh awaiting the first pitch. This one high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Colin. Walsh in his only big league season was 4 for 47 at the big league level. That with the Brewers in 2016. This one a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 on. Skeeters down 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Now with their offense, that is not a big obstacle and still early. No win for Walsh in right field. This one is fouled off to left field, however. 1-2 the count on Colin. We're going to see some home runs here this afternoon, and it's warm, there's no wind, so the ball will carry to all fields here. If you're the Blue Crabs pitching staff, you've got to have Delgado go semi-deep in this game. They are just, as they say, gassed. Their starter only went 3 yesterday. This one is tapped foul up the third base side. Count remains 1-2.
Blue Crabs have the highest ERA in the league, I believe, Ira. And
yeah, it's not even close. They have a 6.39 ERA after allowing 14 runs to the Skeeters yesterday. And the Road Warriors, who are struggling, they're second to last, and they're at 4.51. So you're talking almost 2 runs higher than the next closest team. They set up low and in, and the 1-2 by the right-hander. Swung and missed, strike 3, chased a high fastball. That is the second strikeout of the game for Delgado, and that's in a big spot. Now 2 on with 2 out for Matt Chavez, who you cannot seem to get out here. Even in his first at-bat, he hit it off the mitt of Delgado, and it got deflected towards second, and Edwin Garcia, the second baseman, had no chance to get to it after it was slowed down. Chavez, everything going his way right now. Came in batting .460, second in the league with a home run and 10 RBIs, and amongst the top 5 in hitting in 6 different categories. Skeeters are trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Delgado now 51 pitches, 31 for strikes. Swung and missed, and the bat goes flying behind home plate. And Chavez looks at his hands like, it wasn't me, it was my hands. He's kind of laughing it off. See if he needs some stickum or pine tar or something. Nope, not even going to go for the ball and chain. Chavez is a fun guy, having a good laugh about it with the catcher Jose Gonzalez. No balls and 1 strike on the Skeeters cleanup hitter. See if the Skeeters can get a run in here. Chavez can go the other way. There's a huge gap in right center.
Well, he's the guy you want at the plate right now with 2 on and 2 out.
The 0-1. Swung and missed. Took a little something off that one. Chased the ball outside, now down in the count 0-2. But the way Chavez has been hitting, that might not matter. Chavez only, and I say that sarcastically, hitting 300 over his last 7 games, 10 for 30. Again, 460 overall.
That seems fairly low compared to his overall average, but
no kid.
Still hitting it solid.
The 0-2 fouled off to the right side. Chavez went down to get that one on one knee.
Getting Walsh out was huge for Delgado. Walsh been seeing the ball really well as of late. So is Matt Chavez. So Delgado can retire those 2 to end the inning and get out of this jam. Be a huge confidence boost and a lot of momentum for him and his Blue Crabs team.
Long look in here by Delgado. Next pitch will be pitch number 55 here in the 3rd. So the Skeeters are making him throw a lot of pitches, which will be good later on, getting into that bullpen early. The 0-2, check swing, did he go? I think he did. Oh no, says home plate umpire Ken Leventhal. They appeal it, and now they say he did. I thought he went as well. And that will do it, strike 3. So good job by Delgado. He had runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out, strikes out the 3 and 4 hitters, and Wells and Chavez, and avoids the Skeeters.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Hi, this is Ira Liebman, voice of the Sugarland Skeeters. I'm here to tell you about our brand new Skeeters Speakers Bureau. Make your next occasion special by inviting one of our outstanding Skeeters players, coaches, or front office staff as a guest speaker. If you'd like to schedule an appearance for your club meeting, sports banquet, or any other group outing, go online to sugarlandskeeters.com and click on the Speakers Bureau link under the Community tab. Hope to see you soon, and go Skeeters! We move to the top half of the 4th. Skeeters are down 2-0 here. Matt Sergey is still on the hill for the Skeeters, so we'll see how far he goes. Sergey right now 55 pitches. He was slated around 60, so I guess if he has a good inning, he'll remain in there, but see a couple of Skeeters pitchers starting to stretch out. He might be on a short leash. First pitch is skied. Could be one pitch, one out here into shallow right field. Phipps coming in from right. One pitch, one out. Good job by Sergey. Getting efficient here, getting close to his max. One out, none on. Devin Rodriguez will step in. Sergey made a great play on him last time up. Ball hit slowly to the left side of the mound, about halfway towards third. Off balance, double clutched, and threw a bullet to first to get him. Rodriguez runs well. In steps Rodriguez, who came in hitting .228, no home runs, and 6 RBIs. Skeeters trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning. First pitch by the Skeeters right-hander. This one a strike, no balls and 1 strike to count. Skeeters, no runs on 2 hits. Southern Maryland 2 runs on 3. The 0-1. Swung and a bullet up the middle to the right of second. That's going to be a base hit. So 1 on and 1 out here for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, and Corey Vaughn will step in. Vaughn has fouled out to short. Came in batting .217 with a home run and 4 RBIs.
Devin Rodriguez now 4 of 6 in this series against Sugar Land. Had good numbers coming in, continues to build on those.
Well, in steps Corey Vaughn. Vaughn, if you missed the broadcast yesterday, he's the son of former big leaguer Greg Vaughn, who had a good career, including a 50 home run season. This one swung and a miss, low and away, no balls and 1 strike to count. Closing in on 60 pitches here. Pitch number 60 will be coming right here on the 0-1. Still no action in the Skeeters pen, so they're going to give Sergey a chance to at least finish this inning. This one low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Skeeters trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the 4th. A very nice day. Usually I have the fan on here. You've gone to the fan. You're a lot more brittle than me. Now you were tired of the cold, yet nice warm day, and you have the fan on.
What can I say? I was getting nice in Syracuse when I left, and I guess I just kind of like that cooler weather now.
Well, remember, you say that when you go back in September and it's freezing and you got snow. The 1-1. Strike on the outside corner. My friends on Long Island said they got pounded in March. How was it up there in Syracuse, the land of snow?
Pounded is an understatement. Show up after spring break and it's 3 degrees.
I know all about it. My birthday's the first day of spring. Always was hoping as a kid one day I'll be warm enough for a pool party, but that never happened. It's still winter in New York. The 1-2. This one off the mid of Cordero, but right behind him. He jumps on it quickly. No advance by Rodriguez at first. I don't know if they call that strike 3. Wow. Usually you don't get the call when you drop it. That is the 5th K of the day for Sergey. And there's 2 away.
Joey Gonzalez up now, and he was struggling coming into this series, Ira, but he had the first RBI of this one with the single in the first inning. Or second inning, excuse me.
So 62 pitches now for Sergey, so he is certainly going to have a great shot to finish this inning. And really, for a guy who hasn't thrown at all this year, 4 innings would be more than what you ask for.
Especially coming off the disabled list.
A problem with his foot. First pitch here to the right-handed hitting catcher, Jose Gonzalez. Is a strike at the knees, no balls and 1 strike. Skeeters are trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the 4th. Still plenty of time left, though.
You mentioned his foot, Ira, and that play in the second inning against Devin Rodriguez where he threw him out. Foot looked okay there, and you like to see that, but probably the defensive play of the game.
They are on. This one hit high in the air to left field. Should be playable. No, this one might carry to the wall, looking up, and it's gone. That bounce had a beat on it, got to the wall, and it's gone. Another home run, the second of the morning here for the Blue Crabs. And just like that, it is 4-0. Talk about that pitch count. That should get action going in the Skeeters pen. With no wind here, this may be a high-scoring affair on both sides, but so far it's been all Southern Maryland. 4-0 here in the top half of the fourth. And Gonzalez has driven in 3 with an RBI single in his first at bat.
Really an unbelievable showing from Gonzalez coming into this one. Didn't play yesterday. 226 average through 9 games this season. So far, he's been the player of the game for the Blue Crabs, responsible for 3 of those 4 runs.
First pitch here is high and outside. 1-0 to the number 9 hitter, Edwin Garcia. So almost got out of it, led the single with 1 out. Struck out Vaughn. It looked like he would get out of this inning unscathed, but Gonzalez hit a 2-run homer. Fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 65 pitches now for Sergey. Still no action in the Skeeters pen, surprisingly. This one swung and a miss. Foul tipped into the mitt of Cordero on a pitch low and away. 1-2. So I think he's going to be able to finish this inning regardless. Sergey still working quickly here. The 1-2. Swung and hit to the right side, right at the Skeeters. Colin Walsh, he'll throw it to first. Little stretch by Chavez, stays on the bag, and that'll do it. But not the Blue Crabs take a bite out of Sergey. A little pinch, if you will. A 2-run homer, the first of the year by Jose Gonzalez. And in the middle of the 4th inning, it is now a 4-0 lead for the Blue Crabs over your Sugar Land Skeeters.
Hey Skeeters fans, if you're a senior 55 or over, we have a great deal for you. Join our Silver Skeeters Club presented by Advanced Hearing Center. Silver Skeeters Club members receive admission to 9 Skeeters home games, free drink coupons on game days, exclusive VIP events, and much more. If you're a Skeeters fan aged 55 or over, don't miss out on this great opportunity.
We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Skeeters find themselves down 4-0 here. They're trying to get it back, or at least chip into that lead by sending up Albert Cordero, Courtney Hawkins, and Barrett Barnes, 5, 6, and 7. Ira Liebman along with Will Scott. Cordero, the switch hitter, batting here from the left side, takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. Albert 5 hits last night in a 5-for-5 performance. 0 for 1 here today, grounded out to short. He is first time up. They'll set up inside. The 0-1 is low and in, 1-1. Cordero 4-14 coming in, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. It's also 5th in the league at slugging at 506. 3rd in hits with 24 and tied for 3rd in total bases with 34. 2 balls and a strike here to Albert. Cordero red hot last 6 games, 13 for 28, a 464 mark, and 8 RBIs in those 6 games. 2-2 now here on Cordero. Albert could pull it out to right with no win today. This next pitch will be pitch number 60 for Delgado, so the Skeeters are making him throw a lot of pitches, but so far nothing to show for it, down 4-0. This one is down low in the dirt. That'll run the count full 3-2. Patience pays off. 4 runs on 5 hits here for Southern Maryland. No runs on just 2 hits for the Skeeters. Chavez has 1 of them, and Barnes, who's coming up, has the other.
The Skeeters could really use another 9-run 4th inning here.
Good call. This one swung a hit towards third. Tough play. Martinez to his left. Will toss it over softly to first, and there's out number one. There's now 4 straight retired by Delgado. That'll bring in Courtney Hawkins. Hawkins a home run of his own last night. 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to third his first time up. Came in at 254 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. Hawkins on fire. Last 3 games hitting .353. First pitch here, skied into shallow left center field. It is the shortstop, Joey Wong, now towards the infield with his feet on the lip of the grass, brings it down. So 1 pitch and out number 2, and a minimum of pitches here so far through the first 2 batters. So 2 outs. Now 5 straight retired by Delgado. That'll bring in Barrett Barnes, who, as I mentioned, has one of the 2 hits, but he was erased on a pickoff.
Delgado just retired the 2 biggest power hitters for the Skeeters team, and up 4-0. Really felt like the Skeeters had a chance to get back in this thing with those 2 guys up to bat, but both of them retired with Barnes coming up, who trying to break out of this slump and got a single his last time up.
Leads the league in walks with 13. Takes the first pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Sugarland native, not the first native Sugarlandian. This one is swung and a missed strike 2 to play for the Skeeters. In fact, his teammate Kyle Winkler, also a Sugarland native.
Kempner High School. Not too far down the road from here.
Spoken like a true Sugarland native himself, Will Scott. The 0-2. This one in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get him to chase the splitter. Next pitch will be number 65 for Delgado. That's where we want to get a pitcher, about 20 to 30 pitches more than the inning he's in. Guys like Talbot last night had 40 plus pitches in the 4th and 50 in the 5th. Those are guys who are on their game, and Talbot last night certainly was. I think Barnes is going to get a new piece of lumber here. Well, he does. It is time for a little Baseball 101 with This Day in Baseball History, brought to you by Texas State Technical College in Fort Bend County. Make your own history by earning your associate degree at TSTC. Visit tstc.edu to learn more. Well, on This Day in Baseball History, May 15th, 2006, for the first time in baseball history, teams meet in day-night home and away interstate doubleheader. If you can comprehend all that, as this one is down low, 2-2. The Sioux Falls Canaries and Sioux City Explorers of the American Association split the twin bill, with the I-29 rival each losing its home game. That's a look at This Day in Baseball History, brought to you by Texas State Technical College, as this one is in the dirt. Now to run the count full 3-2.
Gotta love independent ball being represented on This Day in Baseball History.
I mean, I remember the Mets and Yankees did that kind of home and home twilight doubleheader, but they're 6 miles apart. Payout pitch here is low and in the dirt, ball 4. Another walk by Barnes, who already leads the league in walks, and I think this is the hot streak I've been talking about. He has singled and walked, been on base both times. Now 2 out. See if he goes. He's got plenty of speed. Also 4 steals. Dennis Phipps, in his first at bat with the Skeeters, flew out to center field. He's 0 for 1, but pretty good at bat. Drove one deep to center field.
Yeah, he gave that thing a ride. Looked like it might have been extra bases when it left the bat. He definitely has the power to get something going right here for the Skeeters.
First pitch to Phipps is swung and fouled back to our right. No balls and 1 strike the count. Plane flying overhead, a Red Baron-esque type plane, except for the fact that it's white. Maybe Snoopy will be coming behind him. No balls and 1 strike the count here to Phipps. Pete Incaviglia could not have spoke any better about Phipps. Loves him as a player. He's played for Inky before. The 0-1, this one chop foul off of third. 0-2 the count to Phipps.
The loss of Ray Navarro, you'd like to see some more power in this lineup, and Skeeters got that when they signed Phipps.
Phipps slightly open stance from the right side. His front foot, just his toes on the ground. Stands fairly close to the plate. The 0-2 from Delgado, swung and fouled straight back. He does not get cheated, I'll say that much. Good hack there. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. As Will said last night, the fourth inning was the inning for the Skeeters. They scored 9 times, sending 12 men to the plate on their way to a 14-1 win. Might be tougher here with 2 outs. The 0-2. This one high. Fastball misses, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 90 miles an hour from Delgado. Despite the goose eggs on the board for the Skeeters, they are really making Delgado work. The 1-2. Swung and tap foul. That one in and out of the Blue Crabs dugout on the left side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Phipps has been very patient in both of his at-bats. You like to see that in his first game, Ira.
Barnes, who has stolen 4 of 5, very surprised, which leads the Skeeters. He has not taken off here with Phipps down in the count 1-2. That's a decent lead at first. See if he might try it here. And Delgado thinking the same thing as he chases back Barnes, who was picked off last time he singled. Now the 1-2 pitch coming here to Phipps. They'll set up low and away. So the catcher puts his mitt on the ground. The 1-2. Swung and hit high and deep in there to left field. Going back to the track and foul. Man, did Phipps unload on that one.
I think it's safe to say, just from the 2 we've seen hit today, that he has some power. And that was power.
Yeah.
We saw one hit deep to center. Man, he can just get a hold of one and get in play. Skeeters are going to have a couple on the board here.
Can see why Pete and Cavilion likes Phipps so much. Third straight 1-2 pitch. He does not go down easy either. This one swung and missed. Took a little something off that one and gets his 4th strikeout of the game.
success this season, Iowa, and has a good track record.
Now Reynolds, for a small guy, really one of the hardest throwers here in the Atlantic League. He has a fastball 94 to 97, a change and a curveball. Take a look at the final numbers on Matt Sergey. In his first appearance, he goes 4 innings, allows 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and allowed 2 home runs. Right now, he's on the losing end of it with the Skeeters trailing 4-0. Reynolds will face 1, 2, and 3 here. Johnny Bladell, Joey Wong, and Ryan Strasburger. First pitch here is high. Fastball misses upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the first pitch by Reynolds, 93 miles an hour. You look at him and you think, probably an off-speed guy. Not at all. The 1-0. Swung and missed. Way late on that one. 92 miles an hour, 1-1. Bladell and Wong combined have struck out 4 times in a row for 4. And you could say they're glad to see Sergey leave, but Danny Reynolds certainly no picnic. The 1-1. This one fouled off to the right side, 1-2. And I think if Reynolds, and I think he's going to come in here with an off-speed pitch. If he does, he's going to have Bladell way out in front. Say the changeup here, up 1-2, maybe a change in the dirt.
Bladell chased at that outside pitch from Sergey last time he was up. See if Reynolds tries to go there.
The 1-2. This one swung and hit slowly to second. Walsh has it, and he'll throw out Bladell. 4-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. And Reynolds is the kind of guy that's going to keep you in the game, so you get a couple of good innings from him. Skeeters will have a chance to come back, and this one down 4-0 here in the top of the 5th. Joey Wong, as I mentioned, also struck out twice against Sergey. Sergey had 5 strikeouts, and 4 of them were to Bladell and Wong. Wong 273, no home runs, 5 RBIs. The left-hand hitting shortstop steps in here. You could probably name the number of left-handed hitting shortstops on one hand and have fingers left over. Not something you see very often. First pitch is a strike, catches most of the outside portion of the plate. No balls and 1 strike to count. 4 runs on 5 hits for Southern Maryland, no runs on just 2 for the Skeeters.
Wong spending last season with the Mariners organization.
The 0-1 from Reynolds. Fastball high and outside, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, none on top of the 5th. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here.
He's currently on a season high 3-game hit streak, still looking for his first hit tonight.
They set up inside, the 1-1 from the Skeeters righty. This one is a fastball high and outside, 2-1. You know, all of the opposing pitchers used to say when they came here they liked here, it was hot and they got loose quick, but sometimes you've got to be careful what you wish for, because if you're a starter in June, July, and August here, you might not go as far as you used to be going. All the humidity and heat could run out of gas quick. 3 balls and a strike here to Wong. Reynolds working quickly. Wong trying to break up that rhythm. Reynolds and Paulino, the only 2 members of the Skeeters as pitchers who have not allowed a run. This one hit into right field. That's going to be a base hit. Phipps gets to it quickly. A big turn at first by Wong, but he'll hold on, and a 1-out single here.
4-game hit streak now for Wong. Just striking out the first 2 times he gets aboard the 3rd.
So with 1 on and 1 out, in steps the left-handed hitting right fielder Ryan Strasburger. He has walked and homered in this one. 4-0 the Blue Crabs lead. They got a home run by Strasburger. The inning before in the 2nd, an RBI single. Then the inning after, they got a 2-run shot by Jose Gonzalez. He was driven in 3 of the 4. This one is low and away. 1 ball and no strikes to count. So far, Reynolds, 10 pitches, 5 for strikes, 5 for balls. The 1-0. This one is a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to count with 1 out and 1 on. Reynolds gets the sign here from Cordero. Throw to first, diving back in head first. That was close at first. Wong just getting back. See what kind of speed Wong has here. It can't be much because they only have 3 stolen bases as a team. Wong has not made an attempt this year. Blue Crabs have stolen 3 and been caught 5 times. Not what the sabermetricians would call good. This one is fouled into the screen in front of us, 1-2.
Kind of the exact opposite of the Skeeters that has a lot of guys that can swipe a base.
Well, they have 4 times the amount of stolen bases with 12, but their percentage not good. They have stolen 12 and been caught 9 times. But a good blend of power, speed, 15 home runs, 12 steals for the Skeeters as a team. They set up away the 1-2 by Reynolds. Swung and a miss to the ball in the dirt. It gets away from Cordero. The throw down to second will not be in time. Was Wong moving on that pitch, or did he take off after Cordero dropped it?
He had a good lead. He was in position to take off once Cordero dropped it. It was a good read right there by Wong. Heads up base running.
So it'll probably be a wild pitch. But either way,
I think
that's
so.
number 2. Bringing the cleanup hitter, Angelo Sanko. Sanko has popped out to short and grounded out to second. Skeeters are trailing 4-0. They like to keep it that way. A runner at second with 2 down. In steps the left-handed hitting Sanko. First pitch is a little low. Looks like it got a good portion of the heart of the plate. And they're officially going to call it a wild pitch. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the top half of the 5th inning. See where Cordero sets up here. He will set up inside, and this one is high. 2 balls and no strikes. 7 scoreless innings for Reynolds to start the season. I'd like to keep it that way. How about having a closer who has 6 1/3 scoreless innings? And that's the Skeeters' Felipe Paulino.
Skeeters pitching across the board has been really solid so far this season.
This one is low and away. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0. This one high ball 4. So a rare 4-pitch walk by Reynolds. Now 2 on with 2 out. Only the second free pass issued by Skeeters pitching. One by Sergey. This one here by the Skeeters' Danny Reynolds. That'll bring in the switch hitting Frank Martinez, who has singled and flatted to center. He's also scored a run. And here comes Skeeters pitching coach Corey Donnell. Well, the baseball and education day today. Well, kids have another chance to come tomorrow. Bring the family to the ballpark on Wednesday, every Wednesday, because kids get in free. First pitch is at 7:05 tomorrow. At the pregame show starting at 6:45. You can purchase tickets online at sugarlandskeeters.com or call the Skeeters TDECU ticket office at 281-240-4487 or 240-HITS. One of 2 games we will have today. We will not bring you game 2, but Rice and U of H playing here later today. That's always a fun rivalry, the battle of Houston teams.
Wayne Graham's final season coaching the Owls. That's hard to believe, Ira.
That's right.
Won a national championship in 2003.
The reason Roger Clemens wound up at San Jack originally, where Wayne Graham started. He saw him in high school and became the coach there and took a chance on Roger. And I'm pretty sure that worked out in the long run.
I think so. Roger pitched for the Skeeters, of course.
That's the former Skeeter, not the former 300-game winner or 7-time Cy Young Award winner.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
And Tracy McGrady got into the Hall of Fame this year. He introduced him as 2-time NBA scoring champ. I was like, where's former Skeeter in there?
It's the most important.
Exactly. 1 ball and no strikes to count here to Martinez. Now Martinez steps out here briefly. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the top of the 5th. Reynolds in a little bit of a pickle. 2 on with 2 out. Fastball catches the outside corner. Good frame by Cordero. 1-1 to count. I think catchers aren't taught as much framing anymore. I mean, putting that mitt up, getting the top half of your mitt and pulling the ball down or pulling it up, or framing it, catching the ball on the outside of your mitt. If the ball is outside, and on the inside of mitt if it's inside. Sometimes a good catcher can induce a few strike calls.
It makes a difference. It really does. Brian McCann, really, with the Astros, really good at framing pitches. Former Yankee, of course.
2-1 to count here to Martinez. Reynolds' pace has slowed down a bit here with 2 on and 2 out. Now, more balls than strikes. 9 strikes, 11 balls. That one fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Skeeters down 4-0 here in the top half of the 5th. Now it is officially afternoon. Skeeters go back to the regularly scheduled time tomorrow, as I mentioned, on Wednesday, 7:05. Big pitch here for Reynolds. The 2-2 swollen and chop foul off of first. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Frank Martinez, second on the team in batting average with 367 coming into this game, and 1 for 4 last night, but a really big opportunity to try to break this thing open for the Blue Crabs if he can get a hit right here. Already a 4-0 lead.
Reynolds a long look in here. Has to make a good pitch. Doesn't want to go 3-2, then the runners would be off. The 2-2 swung on a strike 3, so Reynolds gets out of trouble with 2 strikeouts. And that
Concerts feature artist 80s sensation The Spasmatics, country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram.
Nine, 1-2. 4 runs on 6 hits for Southern Maryland. No runs on just 2 hits for Sugar Land. Rondon has walked in his only plate appearance. Takes the first pitch for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to count. Delgado's pitch count continues to climb here. Closing in on 70 pitches. This one is swung and fouled into the net. No balls and 2 strikes here on Rondon. Alvaro came in an even 200, no home runs and 4 RBIs. Delgado will wind and fire the 0-2 here. That's one in the dirt, 1-2. Doesn't seem like the temperature has increased much on this really gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Actually, it's gone up 4 degrees from 82 from the start this morning to 86 here in the afternoon. Just misses, and Delgado, both hands on his knees, couldn't believe that was called a ball. Looks like it was a drop low, but didn't miss by much.
You mentioned the weather, Ira. Obviously a little bit cooler in Long Island, and
you sound like a Long Islander. That was impressive. Syracuse rubbing off on you. This one's swollen and missed. That'll be the, let's see, 5th strikeout of the game for Delgado. Syracuse has a very distinct accent. Did you notice it up there?
I don't meet too many Syracuse people. My roommate is actually from Syracuse, but yeah, I can hear that accent a little bit. Absolutely.
I mean, if you're from New York, maybe you notice it a little bit more, but it's really distinct. I mean, to the point where I can go, "You from Syracuse?" This one is fouled off here by the Skeeters' leadoff man, Kyle Kapitza. No balls and 1 strike. He has struck out and walked. Skeeters are trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 82 pitches now for Delgado. This one is low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody on for Sugarland.
Kibitz is still looking for his first hit in this series, Ira.
This one is swung and hit to the right side, backhanded by the first baseman Delgado. Excuse me, by Sanko. He'll flip to Delgado. A nifty 3-1 put up. There's 2 down.
Now playing for Sugarland, center fielder number 21, Anthony Jansanti.
Anthony Jansanti will step in. Anthony has flied out to center and lined sharply to third. That was a bullet, but hit right at the third baseman Frank Martinez, so he's 0 for 2. Trying to get something going here with 2 outs, and the Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. In steps Jansanti with that open stance from the right side. First pitch low and in near the feet. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Anthony. And Delgado kind of holds his mitt to his face like Andy Pettit used to. This one is fouled back and out of play. This is called the death stare. Pettit had that brim of his cap, so it was all black looking into his eyes between the mitt all the way up above his nose and the cap. I always knew when Pettit was on, he just had this game face that when he was on, his face had a different look to it.
And now I can confirm now that he's coaching, he still has that game face on during the games as one of the assistants at Second Baptist.
The 1-1 is hit into left field. Ryan Strasburger underneath it, and he'll bring it down in a 1-2-3 inning for Delgado. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. The Skeeters are done here in the 5th. 5 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball for Delgado. The community tab. Hope to see you soon, and go Skeeters!
So there I was, just minding my own business.
This one a strike right at the knees. Good pitch there by Sitton. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-2 way outside. Looked like the slider.
Devin Rodriguez, another American Association alum, played with the Air Hogs in 2016.
The 1-2. This one low and away again. Slider missed 2 times in a row. Now 2-2. Four runs on 6 hits for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. No runs on 2 hits for your Sugar Land Skeeters. They'll set up away here on the 2-2. Slider misses for the 3rd straight time. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Now he was ahead 0-2. Now runs the count full. Did not want to walk the leadoff man here. You're already down 4-0. They set up inside. Payoff pitch swung and fouled into the screen. That'll run the count full. Well, keep the count full rather. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tomorrow is going to be a terrific matchup. 2 guys who are leading the league in ERA and are both undefeated. The Skeeters right-hander Brett Marshall against righty Darrell Thompson, as this one is swung and missed. Gets that slider where he wanted it this time, and sits down Devin Rodriguez.
It's a big out for Sitton to start this appearance for him. Devin Rodriguez, by far the best hitter for the Blue Crabs in this series. And down 4-0, you definitely want to limit the damage right here as the Skeeters try to get back into this game.
Corey Vaughn will step in. He fouled out to the shortstop Rondon and struck out himself last time up. Swings and misses, and that slider really effective against right-handers. Comes in on the hands. 217 for Vaughn, a home run and 4 RBIs. Wears those socks high. Slightly open stance from the right side of the box. A little bit of a crouch. They'll set up inside, and this one is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, none on. Top of the 6th. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here. I believe this is the only game in town right now in the Atlantic League, and it is. All the other games at night. This one is strike. 1-2 to count. Somerset and York will play at 6:30 p.m. Road Warriors and Long Island Ducks at 6:35, and also at 6:35, Barnstormers versus the Bees. The 1-2. It's one low and in, 2-2.
Skeeters and Blue Crabs was the only American League or Atlantic League action last night. All the other teams had the day off, and no signs of fatigue though from the Skeeters last night.
There's one low and in. Maybe some signs tonight. They're
yeah, exactly.
3 balls and 2 strikes now here on Vaughn, and Sitton another full count for the 2nd straight batter. Payoff pitch by the Skeeters southpaw. This one swung on, popped up left side. Will this stay in play? I don't think it will. Kibitza gives it a look, but that was going to be way back in the seats, actually off the upper deck. The party suite area. Skybox is back there. So do the 3-2. It'll be a 7th pitch coming here to Vaughn. Sitting from the stretch, fires the 3-2. This one just off the outside corner for ball 4.
Definitely a good pitch from Sitton, just a little bit outside. You've seen that called tonight before, but umpire not giving Sitton the benefit of the doubt right there as Corey Vaughn draws a walk.
Well, Gonzalez responsible for driving in 3 of the 4 runs for the Blue Crabs, who lead 4-0. He had an RBI single in his first bat in the 2nd and a 2-run homer last time up in the 4th. So on low and in near the feet. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Gonzalez came in batting just .226 with no home runs and 4 RBIs, and he's got 3 alone tonight. This afternoon, this morning, whatever. The 1-0 by the Skeeters lefty. This one swung and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, 1 on. Again, the Skeeters down 4-0 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Sitton leans in for the side from Cordero. They set up inside here. The 1-1, swung and missed. 1-2.
Gonzalez has been very aggressive at the plate tonight. Sitton kind of taking advantage of that and pitching some breaking balls in this at bat.
Throw to first by Sitton. Getting back, standing up is Vaughn. The 1-2. Swung and missed, strike 3. A second strikeout for Sitton. 2 outs, 1 on. And that'll bring in the number 9 hitter, Edwin Garcia. Garcia flying out to right. Grounded out to second his last time up. He's 0 for 2. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the top half of the 6th.
Garcia hitting the 2-hole last night, Ira, and then today hitting in the 9-hole. Really been struggling coming into this one. Had a solid season last year, but trying to get out of that slump to start the season.
This one is low. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Skeeters just 2 hits on the afternoon. The 1-0, there goes the runner. This one is, was that fouled or that just get away from Cordero? Nope, just swung and missed. That's going to be a stolen base for Corey Vaughn, and that steal just the 4th of the season for the Blue Crabs as a team.
Yeah, that appeared to be a hit and run right there. Edwin Garcia swinging it, a pitch way inside and low. Got away from Cordero, but a strike.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Garcia. Sitton sets and comes home. Looks like an overhand curve that's a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. 20 pitches now for Sitton. 10 for strikes, 10 for balls. 1-to-1 ratio, not what you want. Pitching fairly well. The 2-1. Swung and hit out to right field. Phipps is there. The newest member of the Skeeters flags it for the 3rd out. They're not too bad for 4 strikes.
He had a quick inning last time around. We thought going in it might be his last inning, but he was pitching a gem like you said. And only 5 innings from him tonight. No runs allowed.
2 hits, 4 walks, 5 Ks. Maybe that'll be the break the Skeeters needed. 3 balls and a strike here to Walsh. Walsh has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting here from the left side against Paul Clemens. This one down low, ball 4. And if this backfires on the Blue Crabs, you're going to point to this move right here. Not pushing Delgado a little further after 5 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball.
And this is the heart of the Skeeters order. You thought they might have kept Delgado in to face it, but you got a new pitcher. It's just his 2nd game this season. He's got to face some really, really solid hitters for the Skeeters.
Matt Chavez comes in. The Skeeters cleanup hitter, 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. First pitch here is a fastball that misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Blue Crabs, no runs, 2 hits, and no E's for the Skeeters. On deck, Albert Cordero and Courtney Hawkins, who's red hot. So some hot hitters coming up for the Skeeters. Like to get at least 1 or 2 here. This one fouled straight back. Chavez all over that one. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Chavez came in at 460 with a home run and 10 RBIs. Adds to his league-leading total of hits, now has 30. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. 30 hits in now 17 games for the Skeeters. I mean, that is just red hot out of the gates. Throw to first. Walsh gets back. I don't think Collins going anywhere, down 4-0 here in the 6th.
Getting that first runner on, huge for a Sugarland team down by 4 runs. Let's see if Chavez can capitalize.
This one swollen and foul back into the net. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes now the count here on Chavez. Got a couple of good spots to put the ball. Left center, big gap, and an even bigger gap in right center. They're playing deep for Chavez, especially in left. The 1-2 by the right-hander, swung and fouled straight back. Chavez was all over that one. Just got under a little bit. Count remains 1-2. Skeeters looking for only their 3rd hit. They have gotten on base plenty. They have 5 walks, but only 2 hits to show for it.
Yeah, they're missing those key hits. They've had runners on base, just haven't been able to get them home.
The 1-2, big overhand curve, catches the outside corner. That was a beauty by Clemens. That is out number 1. First strikeout for Paul as well. 1 on and 1 out here. I'll bring in Albert Cordero. 5 hits last night, 0 for 2 here this afternoon. Skeeters switch hitting catcher, grounded out the short, grounded out the 3rd last time up, and will bat from the left side against the right-hander Paul Clemens. Remember, all the Clemens boys' names start with K, so no relation for Paul.
Well, he's definitely not the most famous Clemens to pitch on that mound.
First pitch here to Cordero. This one's swung and missed. No balls and 1 strike to count. 190 miles an hour. Pretty good fastball by Clemens. Clemens not the quickest of workers. Clemens has a little big league time. Swing and a miss here. No balls and 2 strikes to count. He was drafted twice. First in the 7th round. Excuse me, first in the 36th round by the Giants in 2007, then the following year in 2008 in the 7th round by the Braves.
Played for the Astros a little bit.
Yes, indeed. 2013 and 2014. Also some time with the Marlins in 2016 and the Padres that same year. 8-13 lifetime big league record. 4.89 ERA.
He was the losing pitcher in Andy Pettit's final game.
Oh, wow. I was there. The 1-2 by the righty. Swung and missed strike 3 as Cordero knew he chased a high fastball out of the strike zone. After walking Walsh, he strikes out the next 2. So 2 out, 1 on. Courtney Hawkins will step in. That'd be a good test for Hawkins, who is the youngest member of the Skeeters at just 25 against the veteran Clemens. Clemens, 30 years old. Hawkins spent some time in the Dominican Winter League this past winter. 0-2 with a 2.29 ERA in 5 appearances. He was in the bigs just 2 years ago. Spent most of last season with both Miami and Minnesota's organization. Went 6-4 for New Orleans and a 4.30 ERA, and 3-0 with a 2.87 ERA for AA Chattanooga. That's with the Twins organization. The 1-0 here from Paul Clemens. Big curveball catches the outside corner, and Hawkins does not agree with the call at all. It didn't look like a bad pitch. 1-1 the count. In 10 seasons as a pro, Clemens 51-44 with a 4.45 ERA, 11 career saves. This one is low and in, 2 balls and a strike.
Courtney Hawkins in the pregame show talking about how much he loves that Texas barbecue. And let me tell you, Ira, going to New York for a couple of months, you really appreciate the barbecue here once you leave Texas.
The 2-1 swung and missed, 2-2. Feel the same way about the pizza here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 hits. Can you be from Texas and not like barbecue? I mean, do you know many vegetarians?
I'm not sure if I know one single vegetarian here.
I won't pass up on it. Carnivore's delight. The 2-2. Curveball stays high this time. That'll run the count for 3-2. So Walsh, who is at first, will take off here with a full count and 2 down. And the catcher, Jose Gonzalez, stands in front of home plate and points to first. I mean, I don't think it's any big surprise he's going to be going here. Skeeters trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. They'll set up inside. There goes Walsh. The payoff pitch is that hit the hand? No, it got the handle of Hawkins. Very lucky he didn't get a finger. Maybe it did get a piece of the finger. Now, Skeeters third base coach Lincoln Juice comes. We'll take a look at him. And here comes the Skeeters trainer, Max Mahaffey. When it happened, he didn't really react at first. Looked like it hit off the knob of the bat. Maybe it carried from the knob to the finger. Oh, remember, Friday games we carry on 96.1 FM, Sugarland's only radio station, and the new home of the Sugarland Skeeters. Listen to the Friday night game of the week, each and every Friday night, both at home and on the road for the entire 2018 season. 96.1 FM and the Skeeters. It doesn't get any sweeter. They are attending to Hawkins here.
Beating Cavilla talking to the umpire, wanting Courtney Hawkins to have a base here because...
Well, either way, he gets the first. That's either ball 4 or a hit by pitch.
Yeah.
Definitely looking at the finger here. That is the worst thing in the world for a hitter. That's just hard to swing it. Oh, they are talking about it. Maybe they're saying if it hit the knob and then his finger, it's a foul ball, so Walsh would come back and Hawkins would stay at the plate, which I think is what's going to happen here. Like I said, he didn't initially react, so I don't think it hit his finger flush.
It might have hit his finger after contact with the bat, perhaps.
Well, looks like that's the case because he's still going to be in the batter's box. We'll do another 3-2 here, so Walsh will once again take off. Well, Clemens set on the mound. Hawkins set at the plate. Again, the 3-2. There goes Walsh. This one swung and a missed strike 3. So after walking Walsh, Clemens throws some smoke and strikes at the next 3 batters in.
sitting on the fence. Ain't got enough dough to pay the rent.
Now into pitch for Sugarland, number 24, Dan Rensler. Last pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Major League Baseball's 12 years of experience in professional baseball, and this season in 5 games is a 13.50 ERA. 6 runs allowed, 5 earned, 5 hits.
First pitch here is low and in to the leadoff hitter, Johnny Bladell. It'll be Bladell, Joey Wong, and Ryan Strasburg. Skeeters are trailing 4-0 here in the top of the 7th. Check swing, but he went through. The last 2 outings for Rensler have not been good. He has not been his usual sharp self. We'll see if he is different here today. 2 World Series rings for Rensler, part of those Giants teams in 2010 and 2012. And this one is strike on the inside corner. 1-2 to count.
Pitched 4 innings with the Pirates last year for 50 ERA.
Rensler's 1-2, check swing, but he went through again. And man, was he fooled by Rensler on 2 pitches. Well, Rensler strikes out the first batter he faces, 1 out, none on. For Joey Wong, who was struck out twice before singling last time up, he is 1 for 3. Rensler last time out in the Skeeters 6-0 loss to the Ducks. 1 inning, no runs, no hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. But the 2 appearances before that were tough. A third of an inning, that was against the Barnstormers on the road trip. 3 runs, all earned, 4 hits, no walks, no strikeouts. And then right here against New Britain, where he hurt his forearm, he did not retire a batter. Allowed 3 runs, 2 earned, walked 2, did not strike out a hitter, and committed 2 errors. No balls and 2 strikes on Wong, and this looks like the Dan Rensler we're used to watching. The 0-2 swung and a missed strike 3. Got him on 3 pitches, and Rensler looking sharp here this afternoon.
How about that from Rensler, striking out Johnny Bladell, Joey Wong, the top of that, the top of that Blue Crabs order. After really struggling in his last 2 appearances, like you said, Ira, good to see this stuff from Rensler.
Rensler 7 pitch, 6 for strikes. The first pitch here, a ball to Strasburg, who's homered in this game. What a tough afternoon Bladell and Wong are having. They have struck out 6 combined times. They are 1 for 8 combined. This one misses as well, 2-0. Strasburger has walked, homered, and struck out. A little bit of everything. 1 for 2. The southpaw Rensler will kick and deal the 2-0, and this one a fastball strike on the outside corner. 2-1 the count. Rensler features a fastball, 92 to 95, a changeup and a curveball. This one misses low and in, 3-1. Gotta love a guy who works quick. Tomorrow we will really have a treat, as Brett Marshall, who is one of the quickest workers in this league, has an ERA that is almost microscopic at .61, as Rensler walks Strasburger on 5 pitches here. Second time he's walked today. So 1 on, 2 down. In steps the cleanup hitter Angelo Sanko. Sanko 0 for 2. He has popped out, grounded it, and walked. Walk by Rensler, the 4th walk of the night for Skeeters pitching. In steps the left-hand hitting Sanko. Skeeters are trailing 4-0 here. This one a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to count. Last pitch by Rensler, 92.
Sanko, guys, who's had a lot of success in the Atlantic League. Still looking to break through, though, this year.
This one sky down the left side. This should probably make the seats, and will. Right into the first row. No pun intended, will. No balls and 2 strikes to count here. Sanko just 0-71 to begin his Blue Crabs career. Rensler looking to strike out the side here. Ahead 0-2.
You mentioned yesterday you were surprised to see the Ducks let him go, because he was an all-star with Long Island last season.
The 0-2 high, 1-2. And had some extra giddy up on that, 94 miles an hour. They're going to set up low and away. The 1-2 here. Swung and fouled down the left side. That will also make the seas, but this one way back. Went into the picnic area. Ronzo's got a good curve. Won't be surprised if he breaks it out right here. Runzler from the stretch, looks at the runner at first, comes home, and this one swung and grounded past the diving Colin Walsh. And around second and heading for third is Strasburger. And after striking out the first two, runners on the corners, 2 on and 2 out here as Sanko singles. That'll bring in the switch hitting Frank Martinez will bat from the right side.
You mentioned it. Runzler had a great start to this inning, back-to-back strikeouts, but now you got runners on the corners with Frank Martinez, the very dangerous Frank Martinez, up to bat now for the Blue Crabs.
Martinez singled and scored, flied out and struck out. He is 1 for 3. Came in batting .367 with no home runs and 8 RBIs. First pitch fouled into the net just to our right. No balls and 1 strike the count, so Runzler gets out in front. Skeeters trailing 4-0. Here in the 7th, do not want to make it any worse. The 0-1. Strike on the inside corner. 96 miles an hour by Runzler. I think that's the hardest pitch I've seen him throw all year so far. So ahead 0-2. Runzler kicks and fires. Swing and a missed strike 3. Runzler strikes out the side and strands runners. Barnes has singled and walked, so he is 1 for 1. So one in the dirt, gets through the legs of Gonzalez, goes to the backstop. 1 ball, then no strikes to count. Skeeters ball boy, that is Elijah. And he is the son of Skeeters' third base coach, Lincoln Gums. The 1-0. This one is high. 2 balls and no strikes to count. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Blue Crabs. No runs on 2 for your Skeeters. Neither team has committed an error here today. Just like the flawless Will Scott. This one is high. 3-0. So Barnes already leads the league in walk and has another one here. 14 on the season, looking for a number 15.
Well, you predicted he was going to break out of that slump, Ira. He had a single earlier today and looking to start a rally here for the Skeeters.
A 3-0 ball 4. I'm not going to commit to. He's broken out. 2 walks and a single. Not quite yet broken out, but getting there.
1,000% on base percentage.
That's true.
Gotta like that.
Well, maybe this is the start of a rally here. Barnes at first. Dennis Phipps, who's looked good both times up.
He has, yeah.
And struck out and flied out. He's 0 for 2.
Had a deep foul ball into the left field bleachers last time up. So we've seen that power from him.
Well, in steps Phipps. Barnes leading off first. Clemens takes a look over there. And now a throw. Diving back in head first. Gets in there just under the tag. Barnes has to be careful. He got picked off after a single in the second. Cannot afford to get picked off here with the Skeeters down 4-0 in the 7th. Clemens from the stretch. The former big leaguer fires it again to first, this time a bit closer. Barnes needs to be a little more cautious over there. Stolen base really unimportant here, down 4 runs. Barnes still with a pretty big lead over there. And the pitch by 2 Phipps, excuse me. He is a little bit inside, 1-0.
You'd hate to see another pickoff here. Barnes was picked off earlier, first inning, or second inning.
The 1-0 here to Phipps, way inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Phipps from the Dominican Republic and out of the shortstop city of the world, maybe, San Pedro de Macorís. 27-year-old. The 2-0. And he steps out as the pitch was on the way. I guess taking all the way. He takes the first strike down the middle, 2-1. Pretty good veteran move. Wants Clemens to throw him a strike. One of the nice things about the Atlantic League, a battle of former big leaguers here between Clemens and Phipps. Phipps spent a little time with the Reds, 8 games in 2012. But down the third base line past the diving Martinez, and this one will get into the corner around second. Heading for third is Barnes, and Phipps gets another stand-up double, and the Skeeters have their first rally of the game. A base hit could cut the lead in half. They're down 4-0, but have runners on second and third with nobody out.
And that was bound to happen with Phipps getting a hold of 2 pitches earlier in this game. First hit with the Skeeters. A very nice addition to the lineup, and just like that, Skeeters are in business here. 2 runners in scoring position for Alvaro Rondon.
Rondon will step in. Rondon, a former free agent signing by the Diamondbacks in 2014, and squares the bunt here. Had a feeling he might try that. Pretty good hitter. Not a big run producer, but how many 9-hole hitters are big run producers? The infield is back, so he needs to swing away here. And ground ball to short a second would produce a run and get the runner over to third. The 1-0 under the hands of Rondon, who picks him up and backs off. 2-0. Clemens, who looked almost unhittable last inning, struggling here. And as I say that, the manager and former pitching coach of the Blue Crabs, James Frisbee, will come in and try to settle him down a little bit. Frisbee, an interesting resume. He took over as an interim manager last year, about mid-season. Frisbee began his career in 2003 with the Rio Grande Valley White Wings here in the Valley in Texas. In 2007, he was in the South Coast League with the Bradenton Juice. Gotta love that name. In 2014, he spent time with the Rockford Aviators and manager in the Frontier League and all-star manager in the American Association with the Texas Airhawks. This one swung right back to Clemens. Not what he wanted to do. The throw to first in time, 1-3 on the putout. So Clemens fielding his position well and 1 down. So not a productive out. If he had hit it anywhere else, probably produces a run. Back to the top of the order, so it won't be easy for Clemens as Kyle Kubica steps in. Hitless so far today, 0 for 2 with a walk.
Hitless in this series. Now would be a good time to get that first hit and try to get 2 runners in.
Skeeters so far shut out through 6 1/3. Only 2 hits on the afternoon. It's 1 low and in, 1 ball and no strikes to count here. Take a look at the pitch count here on Paul Clemens. One ball and no strikes to count. I'll set up outside. Clemens kicks and deals. This one is high, 2-0. The first base is open, so he can be careful here. But I would think he would rather face Jan Santi for the righty-righty matchup. Clemens gets the sign here from his catcher, Jose Gonzalez. Let's see if they come back inside. They will, and the 2-0. This one scooped out of the dirt, 3-0. It doesn't look like the left-hand hitting Kubica is going to get anything from the right-hander Clemens.
An opportunity for Anthony Jansanti to come up with the bases loaded. Definitely one of the better power hitters on the Sugarland team. If Kubica can get on right here.
3-0. That one right down the middle. Surprised it was even close. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Good hitters count now here for Kubica. But he has to be selective. If it's out of the strike zone, he loads the bases. If it's a good pitch at 3-1, it's time to grip it and rip it. They set up inside, going to try to jam him here, so they're going to come after him. The 3-1 swung and a miss, tied him up 3-2. Be a shame if the Skeeters would have to rely on a 2-out hit from Jan Santi. They had second and third and nobody out. Now 1 down and a 3-2 count here on Kubica. Big pitch in this game. The payoff pitch to Kubica is low and away. Oh, cold strike through. A late call by home plate umpire Ken Leventhal, and Kubica's furious. Clearly low and away, and I agree 100%. And a good argument here for Kubica, who is still pointing towards the plate as he walks towards the dugout. That is a bad call in a big spot. Now 2 down, with 2 on for Anthony Jansanti.
A little bit of a late call, too. I mean, Kubica was almost halfway to first base. And definitely not ideal for the Skeeters. You had 2 runners in scoring position, no one out. Now there's 2 down, and you still haven't gotten a run across the plate in this ball game.
Jansanti has unfortunately not been good in these situations this year. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, Anthony is usually a pretty good hitter. Is 0 for 8. First pitch a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to count. Jansanti has flied out, lined out, and flied out last time up as well, so he's 0 for 3. This one is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Clemens keeps falling behind. It's going to bite him eventually. Skeeters down 4-0. Runners on second and third. A 2-out hit here could make it a brand new game at 4-2 and get the Skeeters right back in this one. The 2-0 from the right-hander. This one high and outside. No! And Jansanti shaking his head, looked to be high and outside. As Ken Leventhal had a pretty good strike zone the whole game, has certainly changed here in the 7th. So 2-1 the count on number 21, Anthony Jansanti. The 2-1, check swing. That one clearly outside, 3-1. Now a good hitter's count for Anthony. Skeeters just 2 hits through 6 2/3 so far. Casey Delgado started it. Paul Clemens here in his second inning of work.
Giansanti looking to break out of an 0-for-8 slumps in this series.
3-1. Swung on, popped up. This one should get over our heads here behind home plate, and does. 3-2. Runners have to stay put. No force at first with runners on second and third. So Barnes will lead off third and Phipps off of second.
Big payoff pitch right here, Ira.
Clemens starting to feel the Texas heat, although he should be used to it, pitching for the Astros for a couple of seasons. This could be the game changer. If the Skeeters do not score here, down 4-0, only have 2 at-bats left. If they do, they cut it in half. Swung and fouled off, kind of a protective swing there. Giansanti couldn't let that go too close off the outside corner, but he couldn't do much with it, just spoil it. So pitch number 6 coming here to Anthony, and a pretty good at-bat here. Clemens back to the bump here. 4 runs on 7 hits for Southern Maryland. No runs on 3 hits for the Skeeters. Now a timeout called by Giansanti. Clemens has certainly slowed down here. Now he's ready from the stretch. Another payoff pitch coming here to Giansanti. He'll fire it home, and this one is a bullet into left field. That's going to get 2 in, as this one will get into the corner and off the base of the wall. Both Barnes and Phipps score a double for Giansanti. Points towards his own dugout. Now the Skeeters back in. This one is a 4-2 game.
What about that? Giansanti, first hit of the series. It was a big one. 2-run score, and like you said, Ira, Skeeters cutting that Blue Crabs lead in half. They're back in this game.
Giansanti, despite having 3 home runs, only his second double. Now, looks like it's going to be all here for Mr. Clemens. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll find out who the new pitcher is for the Blue Crabs. Skeeters have made a game of this one. They're back in it 4-2. Skeeters have a run around with 2 down. Back here in a moment.
Has your home or commercial insurance claim been denied or underpaid? At Morgan Elite Specialist Services, we know that the insurance claim process can be stressful. Our public adjusters have the experience to make this process as smooth, easy, and comfortable as possible, so you can get on with enjoying the things you're protecting. Learn more by visiting us online at messtx.com. That's MESSTX.com at 855-445-3404. We truly look forward to meeting you.
Every Saturday home game at Constellation Field will feature a giveaway or a post-game concert for fans in attendance. Giveaway nights include such items as hats, SWATs and Star Wars bobbleheads, a Tracy McGrady bobblehead, and much, much more. While the post-game concerts feature artist A Sensation the Spasmatics, country bands with Roger Krieger and Jack Ingram, and even a Jimmy Buffett cover band. For a full lineup, visit SugarlandSkeeters.com for more information. Sugarland Skeeters, it's more than baseball.
Are you buying or selling a home in Longmeadow Farms, Aliana, Waterside Estates, Pecan Grove, New Territory, Greatwood, or Harvest Green? Depend on Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors at 281-777-1907. A multi-million-dollar producer and Fort Bend County real estate expert, Kim is uniquely qualified with a proven track record of success and almost 20 years of satisfied customers. Kim Halstead and Coldwell Banker United Realtors, 281-777-1907.
We are Salon Evan and Day Spa. Go, Skeeters!
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say?
Now into pitch for the Blue Crabs. Sam Runyon, his 12th season of pro ball, second in the Atlantic League, was drafted by the Royals in the second round of the 2007 draft. Has really solid numbers this year, 135 ERA in 6 2/3 innings pitched. Only 1 earned run allowed on the season and 8 strikeouts.
A little pitch to Colin Walsh. Skeeters with a base hit here can make it a 1-run game. Clutch hit by Anthony Jansent. He was 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 2 away. Comes up big, driving in 2. It's now a 4-2 game here in the bottom of the 7th. Skeeters trailing by a pair. First pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to count. He spent time last year here with the Blue Crabs as well. Runyon 3-2 with a 4.39 ERA and 52 appearances for Southern Maryland in 2017. The 1-0. Swung a strike. Good off-speed pitch there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Runyon was a former second-round pick of the Royals back in 2007 out of high school in Asheville, North Carolina. They'll set up inside here to Walsh. Swung and foul back, and you can almost hear the cards crumbling here for the Blue Crabs. And this is not going to be an easy stretch. They still need to get 7 outs, and that is going to be a tough bridge. Their all-star closer, Cody Epley, is currently inactive.
Colin Walsh still looking for his first hit tonight. He has been on base twice, though, after recording 2 doubles in last night's win.
You'll like this, Mr. Syracuse. He played for Syracuse in 2015 while at AAA with the Nationals.
Go Chiefs.
The 1-2 here to Walsh. Swung and hit down the right side foul. That one through the legs. Who is that down there coaching first for the Skeeters? I don't know who that is. One ball and 2 strikes here on Walsh, who has walked twice and struck out between. Long look in here by Runyon. The 1-2. Check swing. He went there. The catcher is going to tag him, and that will do it. But the Skeeters get 2 runs and a big clutch 2-out double by Anthony.
Five strikeouts in those 6 appearances.
Well, Winkler will take over here and trying to keep the Blue Crabs in their cages. Skeeters got 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Have cut it from 4-0 to 4-2. Winkler will face 6, 7, and 8 here. Devin Rodriguez, Corey Vaughn, and Jose Gonzalez. Gonzalez has been a one-man wrecking crew today for the Blue Crabs. He has driven in 3 of the 4 runs with a single and a home run. In steps the left-hand hitting Devin Rodriguez. Was robbed of a hit, grounded out to the pitcher when Sergey was in the game. Then he singled and struck out last time up against Sitton. It was the first batter Sitton faced. Oh, he's 1 for 3. So in steps the left-hand hitting DH. Skeeters trailing 4-2, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Southern Maryland. 2-4-0 for the Skeeters. First pitch by the right-hander, swung and missed at a ball in the dirt. Goes to the backstop. Guess he was geared up for a first pitch fastball there. No balls and 1 strike to count. Winkler leans in for the sign. They're going to set up inside. The 0-1 from the Skeeters right-hander. This one off the mitt of Winkler towards short, charging it is Rondon. I don't know if he has a play. Throw to first, not in time. Great effort by Rondon. That'll be an infield single. Bullet back to the pitcher.
It ended up being closer than it appeared it was going to be.
Rondon had to come a long way to charge that ball. So unfortunate for Winkler. 1 on, none out. Corey Vaughn, who has fouled out, struck out, and walked. Well, in steps Vaughn, who came in batting .217 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Skeeters infield that double play depth. This one is a bullet hit out to left field. Closing the gap quickly is the speedy Barnes, and he runs it down in deep left center for a big out number 1.
Corey Vaughn now 1 of 21 his last 22 at-bats, but gave that one a ride.
Well, Vaughn cut that quickly. Sounded good off the bat. And lands in the mid of Barnes. 1 on and 1 out for Jose Gonzalez, who I mentioned has driven in 3 of the 4 runs, a single. And drove in a run in his first at bat, a 2-run homer, his first of the year. In his second at bat, struck out last time up. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 3 ribbies. Righty-righty matchup here for Winkler. This one is a little bit inside. Wow, that didn't miss by much. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Winkler a fastball, 90-93. Also features a changeup and a slider. Skeeters trailing 4-2 here in the top of the 8th. And this one fouled off. The hit and run was on. Rodriguez will have to come back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Skeeters trailing 4-2 here in the top of the 8th.
Got to credit Jose Gonzalez, Ira, not the everyday catcher for this Blue Crabs team. Only his 10th appearance this season. But he's definitely been the MVP of this game thus far.
Before he can deliver the 1-1, Winkler throws over to first. Rodriguez gets back in, easily standing up. Winkler's ready, takes a peek over his left shoulder at Rodriguez, but he comes home. This one is chopped in front of the plate. That's a fair ball. Cordero flings it sidearm to first, and very close. Makes a nice play off balance. 2-3 on the putout. Rodriguez goes to second. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position for the number 9 hitter, Edwin Garcia. He's batting just a .186, coming in with a home run and 5 RBIs, and he is 0 for 3 here today. Cordero going to go out to the mound to speak to Winkler. Yet no visit to the mound charged. The umpire did not even follow him. So 2 outs, runner down at second in Rodriguez. Skeeters trailing by 2, 4-2 here in the top of the 8th. So I got 2 more good shots at it, so I want to keep any potential insurance runs off the board here for the Blue Crabs. Righty-righty matchup for Winkler. First pitch by the right-hander. This one is high and outside 1-0, and Winkler really leaps at you off the mound. Wouldn't quite call it a violent windup, but really lunges at the batter.
Not afraid to bring that heat.
The 1-0 from the Skeeters righty. He'll look at second and deliver, and this one is served into right center field. It's one playable though. Well, Phipps makes it look easy out there, and he brings it down, so the right fielder pulls it in.
Hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts in those 7 innings this season for the Blue Caps.
Meet of the order for the Skeeters, trailing 4-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Matt Chavez, Albert Cordero, and Courtney Hawkins. Righty-righty matchup for the right-hander Stem. This one is fouled off to the right side. Chavez singled in his first at bat, struck out in each of the last 2, so he is 1 for 3 officially. He has been with Southern Maryland since 2016, spent time with New Britain also in 2016. Last year for these Blue Caps, 2-3 with a even 5 ERA. As this one is swung and a miss, 0-2 here to Chavez. Lifetime 17-30 with a 4.68 ERA. No balls and 2 strikes here on Chavez. Skeeters are down 4-2 here in the 8th. The 0-2 swung and fouled off. Chavez went down to 1 knee to protect. Fouls it into the screen. Count remains 0-2.
Really big inning here for the Skeeters. You got 4, 5, and 6 due up, and you don't have a 1, 2, 3 inning here and have the bottom of your order due up to bat in a when you're losing 4-2 and going to the bottom of the 9th.
See if Chavez can battle back from an 0-2 count. Stem's pitch swung and missed strike 3. Chased a high fastball, 92 miles an hour. That is un-Matt Chavez-like. He struck out 3 times tonight. There's 1 down.
After going 3 of 5 last night, 3 strikeouts. Just like you said, that's very unlike a hitter like Matt Chavez.
In steps Cordero, who has grounded out twice and struck out. He is 0 for 3 after going 5 for 5 last night. So in steps Albert, who came in batting .414 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. If the score stays the same, we'll probably see Ryan Chaffee in the 9th. He leads the team and has the only 2 saves for the Blue Crabs, as this one is fouled into the screen, 0-1. Skeeters are down 4-2 here. They have both doubled the Skeeters' runs and hits, 4 runs on 8 hits, the Skeeters 2 runs on 4. Mayo 1, swung and belted down the right field line, but Cordero a little out in front of that one, hooks foul. No balls and 2 strikes as Stem has gotten out in front of both hitters here, 0-2. And has thrown 5 straight strikes to start the 8th. Guess that's what you want for a setup guy, to come in and throw strikes. He hasn't thrown a ball yet. The 0-2 here to Cordero. Swung and grounded softly to the right side. The first baseman, Sanko, will feed Stem at first. And there's quickly 2 down, 3-1 on the putout. So the Skeeters down 4-2, down to their final 4 outs here. That'll bring in Courtney Hawkins, who has grounded out, popped out, and struck out. See if he can get on here. All you need is a bloop and a blast. Skeeters down just a pair, 4-2 here in the 8th. 259 for Hawkins, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. Stem has still not thrown a ball. 6 pitches, all for strikes. This one swung and fouled down the right side. Make that 7 pitches and 7 strikes. Stem has really set up Cody Epley over the last 2 seasons, the former big leaguer, but Epley is on the shelf. They'll set up inside, and the 0-1 here from the right-hander Stem, and finally throws a ball, unless this one is called a strike, and they appeal he did not go. So first ball issued by Stem, now 9 pitches, 8 for strikes.
You're James Frisbee, you love what you're seeing from Stem right now, because he doesn't have great numbers, 5.14 ERA this year. He's getting the job done right now.
The 1-1 fouled into the screen, 1-2. Stem trying for the 1-2-3 inning. We'll see if Hawkins can continue battle here against the right-hander. Stem a long look in as catcher. They're going to set up low and in. The 1-2 swung and grounded to the left side. Slow roller. The shortstop's going to have to hurry the throw to first just in time. Nice play by Joey Wong. And the Skeeters go quick and quiet. A strikeout and 2 groundouts. We are through 8 innings of play.